Okay, we're going to call the March 26, 2024 Pawnee Business Council special meeting to order. It's 5:53 p.m. And at this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Evans if he would give us the invocation.
Thank you, Madam President. Noah Tias Tirawahat. Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. And help us to open our eyes to the blessings that are all around us. I know I've had a busy, hard day, and sometimes it's easy to get caught up in all the negative things, and help us to see the beauty that's around us and to preserve that. Bless these great people who are up here with me, folks who give their time and so much of their spirit to help us all to do better as a people. Help us to have vision, to be looking out in the future and how we can make our people do the best that we can to be independent and strong and able to do those great things. Lord, forgive us when we fall short and help us to do that a little bit better each day and not to make the same mistakes over again. Bless our people wherever they are across the country and look after them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you for that, Dr. Evans. At this time, we'll move on to item number 2, roll call.
Misty Nuttall.
Here.
Jordan Canuho.
He's excused.
George Gardapi here. Carol Chapman.
Here.
Cynthia Butler.
Here.
Donna Hare.
Titaku.
Gene Evans.
Here.
Sammy Kimball.
Here.
Okay, item number 3, approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions?
Yes, we have some changes. So under number 6, we're going to take out number 1, discussion and interaction on 2024 Pawnee Indian Veterans Homecoming Building Request. And then item 7, executive session, discussion on Pawnee Tribal Development, we're taking that out as well. And those are the 2 changes that I know of.
Okay, I'm showing approval of resolution 24, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17 for enrollment. Is that on the amended?
Oh, I'm sorry, those were the deletions.
Oh, those are deleted also?
But no, we have additions, I'm sorry. Under new business, number 4, approval of resolution 2412, new member enrollment. Number 5, approval of resolution 2413, deceased member enrollment. Approval of, number 6, approval of resolution 2414, conditional relinquished enrollment. Number 7, approval of resolution 2415, conditional relinquishment enrollment. Number 8, approval of resolution 2416, conditional relinquishment enrollment. And number 9, approval of resolution 2417, conditional relinquishment enrollment. Those are the additions.
Okay, sorry, I got ahead of you.
Oh, no.
Anyone else have any additions or deletions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Kimball, seconded by Councilwoman Butler. Let's call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman.
Yes.
Cynthia Butler.
Yes.
Donna Hare. Gene Evans.
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 4, Pawnee Business Council travel requests and reports. Any travel requests or reports?
President Nuttall?
Yes, Treasurer Chapman.
Yes, Jordan, Vice President Canuho is absent, so I'll go ahead and make a report for us. We both attended the RES conference in Las Vegas, and it was a very excellent conference. They offered a tremendous variety of sessions, and we were able to attend a lot of the sessions that pertained to things specifically that we are doing at the Pawnee Nation. There were sessions on broadband and agriculture, farm management. A lot of on financial resources, and we were able to gather materials and get a lot of resources from the many sessions that we can now use. So it was very, very informative and very helpful for us attending all the sessions. And we have all the materials with us, and we can share with the council as we're going forward with broadband and our ranching opportunities, and a lot of funding available, grant resources and so on. And then while we were there, Vice President Canuho was recognized as, along with 40 other outstanding young people nationally, as one of 40 under 40. So it was a very productive, informative conference that I really believe the information we received is going to really help us out. We made a lot of contacts too with other programs. And that's it.
Thank you, Treasurer Chapman. Does anybody have any questions for Treasurer Chapman? And then when Vice President attends, we'll just see if he has anything in addition to your report. I appreciate you reporting on both of your behalf.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm sure he can add to, because we attended different sessions too.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Anybody else have any requests? Yes, Donna.
I don't
Councilwoman Hare.
have a request. I have a brief report. Heather Henson sponsored 3 of our Nathado chiefs, Reed, Spotted Horse Chief, and Beard, to go to Nebraska to the Platte River for the sand crane migration, and really to start meeting the people up there that are working with the land. And we saw their buffalo herd up there. That it was really impressive. And we saw the land and met the conservation people and the sand crane people. And it was really a nice trip, and we thank Heather for being such a good hostess. And we'll continue developing the relationship up there.
Thank you for sharing that report, Councilwoman Hare. Were you the only PBC that attended?
Yes.
Okay, I know that some others wanted to attend, but it just kind of came last minute, and I think they had some trouble with their logistics towards the end, so I'm glad you were able to attend. I have 2 requests. One is for tomorrow. It's March 27th. It's the Oklahoma Intertribal Tax Association quarterly meeting, and we were just notified last week. So this will be at Grove, and it begins tomorrow at 8 a.m. It's just a one-day meeting. And then I did not see the request in travel for the self-governance conference, and that's April 15th through the 18th
That already came through several weeks ago for planning.
for myself.
Oh, not for, I didn't know for you, you were going.
Yeah, because I seen that you and Carol, you found the request, right, for them?
I'm not going.
Oh, you're not going to
No,
go
I'm
anymore?
not able to go.
Okay.
No.
And for me, President Nettle, mine is still up in the air too. I should know by next week, early next week.
Okay. You can just
Thank you.
let Jamie know at your earliest convenience, and that
Yes.
way.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I had. And I don't know, Vice President didn't communicate anything to me as far as travel requests, so I don't know if anybody else knows of anything. Do we do an approval on those? Okay, I need a motion to approve the travel requests
I'll make a
and
motion.
reports. Got a motion by Councilwoman Butler. Is there a
Second.
second? That's not on our. There's not a place for that, the approval under the travel requests and reports on the minute thing. I mean, on the ones that the secretary utilizes to take notes on the, if you can get that on there. Okay, so I got the motion by Councilwoman Butler and second by Dr. Evans. We'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, next item we have is the, under old business, one, approval of 2023, is that correct? Because now I got fourth quarter, yeah, okay, approval of 2023 Pawnee Nation fourth quarterly reports, committees, commissions, and boards.
President Nettle, I'll make a motion to approve, and I do want to thank everybody for turning those in and getting those, the rest of those reports turned in. But I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, got a motion on the floor, is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilman Evans, and you did note that two of the reports were revised, correct? Okay, just making sure we got the revised ones out. If no further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans.
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 2, approval of resolution 2410, Chilocco Solar Farm Project.
Hello, council. So I know on the last meeting we tabled this because we needed to correct a few things and kind of fine tune the resolution. So myself, Dylan, I worked with Councilwoman Butler on getting the resolution to sound a little bit better of exactly what we're trying to do on moving forward with the interconnection and getting ourselves in the queue position to start the negotiation with the power companies with the land in Chilocco. And then also on the solar lease, we were able to reformat that and get that corrected because I know some of it had the numbering was a little bit wrong when you looked at definitions and you try to scroll down. So we were able to create that because that information was still in there. But we noticed when we converted it over, it just offset some of the numbers. But I do have Dylan here if y'all got any more additional questions. But I'm happy to answer any additional questions if y'all have anything, just kind of.
Is that is that resolution in our packet? Yeah, I don't see it either.
Is on
Yeah, I just got 2412.
it's not in there. It is on the Teams app. Yes, ma'am. I guess it wasn't added to the packet. But can you pull? It's in the Teams. If you want to pull it up, we could kind of walk through it. But again, just working with Councilwoman Butler, we just wanted to make sure it had a little bit better flow to it, because what we were able to do is moving on to the next phase of starting the interconnection agreement and getting us in the queue position and starting that negotiation with the power company for the land in Chilocco. So again, this is just talks about the letter of intent, working on the solar farm for the 600 acres in Chilocco, working with the power company to start the process with the land in Chilocco, working with the applications with USDA, BIA, and DOE, and the other federal agencies to help us with that as well. So this is for a 100 megawatt renewable solar farm, and yeah.
Can we scroll up a little bit or so we can see the bottom?
So what's beneficial about this is we want to definitely get in the queue position because, you know, kind of paint a picture. They only got so many slots available. So I know there's different tribes up there. I know some are doing the wind farm right now. So what we're trying to do is lock up that queue position so we can start the good negotiation of it. Because let's say another tribe with the Cherokees or whoever want to go into solar energy or wind farm. Well, they only got so much availability into that, so we want to make sure that we lock that queue position so we can further negotiate that and see what the feasibility of the solar farm, and that prevents other coming in locking the queue position that could prevent us from, you know, ultimately building a solar farm there. So that's what we're going to start doing now with this this resolution and with this lease farm or with this lease solar farm. To start those negotiations and interconnection agreement with that. So it gives us a better position, gives us an ultimate position of getting the biggest return as well, is because if the queue position is limited, we max out at a certain level, but if it's still higher level available, then we can take advantage of the full availability that gives us a better return.
Councilwoman Campbell.
Thank you. If we could just scroll back up a little bit on that. Who within the nation is going to be the oversight? Because it states that they are going to be acting on our behalf. So who within this nation is going to be the oversight?
Right now it'd be myself and Chris. We're working on all the energy projects kind of together. So
Well, then maybe we could put that in there. Can we just scroll down a little bit? That does hereby, okay, wherein SAC shall act as a representative or agent for negotiating consultation.
And the one below it.
And the one below it, I would really like to see, I don't want to just hand them, you know, the whole pie. I would like to have, you know, our name in there as well. I mean, they're working on behalf of the nation, but with the nation, right? To me, I don't know how you all feel, but that's how I feel.
yeah, we can change behalf with the Pawnee Nation.
Well, hold on just a second, because it also says that we're approving the solar lease. Do we have a lease?
It's attached to that. And it's the one that I shared,
It's this big one.
yeah, I
It's
shared
the
it
big
weeks
one.
ago. And that got tabled because the formatting was not right. When you go back and look at definitions, some of the numbers weren't correct. When we went through the property committee and the highlighted areas was some of the remarks through property committee and others that wanted to make sure there was certain language that was added to it. So I kept the highlighted points in there to show that we were able to add that language in there when we were going through the property committee. We worked with the utility commission on that as well, so some of that stuff, you know, we make sure that, you know, all these decisions are applicable to Pawnee Nation law, and so we had that in there. But just kind of just we'll take the highlighted stuff out, but just kind of wanted to paint the picture when some of the stuff that was brought up in the property committee and utility commissions that, they've worked with us a lot and was supported in our suggested changes, so they were able to go back in there and make those changes. We just highlighted it just to show that those were addressed.
So if we look at those whereas, they're going to act as a representative or agent for the interactions, negotiations, and consultation. I mean, I'm good with them helping us, but I don't want to give them complete oversight of all of that.
Right.
Sure. Hey, by the way, this is Dylan Lewis, and I completely understand that 100%. So we don't want to take control of the project. The project is for the tribe. It's getting you the queue position.
Yeah.
They're just asking that we have like partial site control, like we have the ability to even to be working, because a lot of companies in the past have went to different utilities and different, entities and said, yeah, we're working with, Pawnee tribe, or so we're working with the, Navajos or whoever. And so all it is, again, it's not something that holds any legal teeth, like where, there's some sort of, encumbering or anything at all. Really, it is just making sure that the 37 jurisdiction, that the DOE and the utility company, that they're aware that hey, these guys are supposed to be, they are working, specifically with the tribe, not at all taking
Right.
over. Yeah, but absolutely, I totally understand, and we can make the language say as such.
Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, this all is a retrospect to our resolution, and the resolution is coming from this executive body, and we want to ensure that it's written out in a way that is understanding and that it has some teeth within this executive body as well. So that's why we're questioning it. It doesn't have to do with the actual agreement. This is more on our resolution.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
And we can make that change where
Okay, so how are we going to change it, folks?
well, like, for example, on where it says consultants with electric service provider on behalf of Pawnee Nation, we can put providers.
Could we just put under supervision of the Pawnee Nation?
Yep, that works.
Simple answer and.
Yeah, I like that.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you're saying the infrastructure task force, however, property is the one that oversees the land, so somebody from that realm needs to go out there. What is Chris's role? Because you said you were working with Chris, so what is his capacity with this project?
Well, he
Because
kind of
this-
wears multiple hats like a lot of us, so
Because
he
what
is.
this section is talking about right here is basically working with the electrical service provider. So we need somebody at the nation who has experience with that, to be able to interact, negotiate, just everything that you've said here, along with the consultants, and has that understanding.
Yeah, so that would be the utility commission. This solar lease, it went through the utility commission. We'll be working with them on that standpoint, which is Chris, Rhonda, and Leah on that. And then, so they're going to be proactive, because like I said, Chris wears many different hats, so he's going to be working from a standpoint on the commission side of it, as well as being the head person of the task force team. He'll be representing us on that as well.
Okay, and then the reason I included that last whereas is because we're talking about the site control for the solar development project. But essentially, just as Councilwoman Kimball had pointed out, we're giving them complete, autonomy of what they want to do with that site. However, if it's, not in compliance with federal or environmental regulation laws,
It's on us.
yeah, that falls back on us.
And that's where the lease,
And not only that, but in that capacity too, it's like they are what am I trying to say? They're like a mediator, not a mediator, but, they're representing us in anything that's, whether it's federal, whether it's state or anything like that, that is under that development. If there's anything that is, like we're saying, not in compliance with the law, that doesn't bind them to anything. That's going to come back on us, and we'll be responsible for whatever laws. I'm not saying the intent is for them to go out and break those laws, but, federal communication will come to the nation. It's not going to go to them because they have no authority over them.
But in the past, what we've done is we've had triggers in there that made sure that whoever we were working with, I think in this case it's Chris and the Utility Commission, but we are really only allowed to represent you guys in a way that is most optimal for the tribe, and so we can't, if something does trigger, we can't go out there and communicate or start conversations with really anybody at all unless we have a written approval from whoever that that conduit is, in this particular case the Utility Commission. But 100% we do know that our goal is to make sure that you guys have control during this whole process as we turn this into an asset, which is kind of like the first step. But yeah, 100%, whatever that language is, that we can make sure that that, hey, we're not moving forward and going to be making Pawnee Nation liable. Really, if anything, it's the liability really does fall on us, and that's the way that we like it, because we're the ones doing really all the due diligence. The only thing that the Pawnee tribe would really have any risk in is just the land itself. Is there, is that land going to be available at that time? And I feel like based on the conversations, it is. But we make sure that we have to have the land exactly the way it was from the first day that we had it. We have to make sure any of the authorities having jurisdiction, the BIA and the BLM, any of the cultural society reports, anything that could come back on internal with the tribe or external, really does fall on us, and we could make sure the language is in there so that you guys can see that would circumvent you and fall on us if that's a concern.
Well, that's in the lease, but that's not what this resolution is saying. And that is our, this is the way that we put out our laws, basically. So we're binding ourselves to this. I mean, that's how we view it. You're saying that it's not, binding to anybody else or anything like that, but that's how we have our laws or how we institutionalize our laws. So what I have a problem with or an issue with is just those terms, the site control.
Yeah, well.
But I understand what you're saying.
Well, thank you. We definitely do not want to handcuff Pawnee Nation or take control of the site and do anything with it that's not what we all predetermined, which would be a renewable energy project. I do know that in the past it's popped up that the tribe wanted to be hands-on in really the entire process, and we not only support that, we love that, because we get to actually work with them through the interconnection and through the land process. But in regards to making sure that the risk mitigation side for Pawnee Nation, to make sure that nothing in the future is going to come back as a violation or have it where you are legally liable in any way. I mean, we can make sure that that's the case. We've never had that issue before. The development process right now, here pretty soon, within the next few months, you'll know whether or not really you have a good project or not, because you're basically going right now to stake claim for the capacity in the grid. And so at that time, if there's any liabilities or anything that would pop up with some outside entity, again, BLM or BIA or really anybody, at that time, that would be, be a pull the plug thing, or it would be, continue. But as of right now, you guys are in a position to at least go and see if you can get a queue position. If you get one, great. If you don't, no harm, no foul. But I want to point something out. If you get one, and even if you don't want to do the project, those queue positions are very valuable. I mean, it can still be held onto and sold in the future. But the fact that you guys have, the ability to actually go in there and try to stake claim to one, I think is the most valuable part right now. Because if they have one, great. I mean, again, you guys get it. If it's not available, and that's what we're trying to figure out right now, will they even allow us to connect to that grid is there enough capacity? And so, I guess with next steps, we can put whatever language in here to make sure you guys mitigate any of that risk. But there really is, as far as what we've seen, doing the utility scale, especially with a number of tribes, just have not had too much risk on the front end going towards the tribe. It was really on us regards to is the project economically going to work, and is it going to work with the authorities having jurisdiction? And we find out probably in a couple months, so not probably, definitely in a couple months after we submit to the utility. Has Terrell been brought into this discussion as well? Because any construction on tribal lands is subject to Terrell.
Not
And
yet.
so are they
wanna-
aware that they must abide by our Terrell Act as well?
No.
I mean, they will be. I mean, we just want to look at the feasibility study of it yet. We will bring them on board once we start about the construction side of it. I know talking to Sam and being part of the Terrell Commission, they are familiar with this project. We just haven't brought them in yet because it's just a little too soon right now. But we did put stuff in the solar lease that, in many different places that it has to be applicable to Pawnee Nation law, which integrates the Terrell Act as well.
I'm going to make a motion that we table this. We're not ready. I don't think I'm ready to make an educated decision on this. We've got too many loops in the resolution, and we've got this gentleman from the business side of it, trying to speak to the actual contract, but we're really wanting to talk about this resolution. And I would really appreciate if we could get a printer in here so we can print documents like this that we don't have hard copies of, and we can kind of read and scratch and whatever we want to do. If we can get a printer in here with IT to bring one in for us, please. And I'd like to make a motion to table. Thank you.
We had a motion on the floor to table. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Got a second by Treasurer Chapman. Is there any?
President Nettle, I just
Yes.
had a question too for Brian. Was our attorney involved in reading any of these documents or developing any of this language? Was our Pawnee attorney involved in it?
Yeah, we shared this with them. He provided feedback. We made some of his recommendation changes. Like I said, it went through many different people. It went through A.G. Smith, it went to the Utility Commission, it went to the Property Committee. It's been vetted multiple times at many different levels to where we brought it today. I know we can fine tune a little bit of the resolution to make it sound better. I'm happy to do that. But yeah, it went through many different folks, many different committees, many different, what you want to call it, but it did, and now we're here. We just want to make sure that, it sounds adequate, because I think talking to a lot of folks, different committees, I feel like there's a lot of support behind this project and moving forward with it. We just want to make sure that it sounds, where y'all are comfortable with, and just making sure that we start the next phase, because the longer we wait, the more risk we put on this, because if we, like Dylan mentioned, if we lose that queue position, that interconnection, then,
When is that due?
Yeah.
I mean, the sooner the better. There's not really set timeline. It's really just going and talking.
It's open
It's
applications?
open, Yeah, so.
Yeah, that's correct. It's open until it's closed.
Okay.
And so right now it's open.
There's
That's
just-
first come, first served.
There's just too many open ends in this resolution. I'm not talking about the contract. I'm talking about the resolution. And President Nuttall makes a good point in that Terrell is not even mentioned in that contract.
Well, it's like I
So-
said, it's too soon, but it does. You can say they're in there because a lot of the places in the lease it talks about it has to be applicable to Pawnee Nation law, which Terrell Act is a law underneath the Pawnee Nation umbrella.
Okay.
So it is incorporated one way or another.
Okay. I'm still on the mission to, unless you guys want to spend another hour.
Well, we have
Work on
a
this
motion
resolution, or are we gonna
we have a
table it?
motion and we have a second, so, any further discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, no. Carol Chapman?
Okay, the motion is to
I'm
table
sorry.
it?
The motion
table.
is to table it, to fix this resolution.
Okay, and I seconded that. So yes, I want to table it.
Cynthia Butler?
Yes.
Donna Hare?
Cocky, no.
Gene Evans?
Well, I want this thing to get moving, and I know this is just a step to get us there, but I do feel like we really need a little more control in this, so I'm going to say yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, under new business, item number 1, Budget Committee recommendations.
Yes, President Nuttall?
Yes, oh, go ahead.
We have 3 items from the Budget Committee, and they are all carryover. And the first one, 477, 4078, these are both, the two, 4078, 4079 are kind of connected. They're from Education, Susie Knife Chief, and was presented in budget. But the first one here is carryover of budget from grant period 2019-2022, and it is carrying those funds over. And this will cover January and February expenses plus carry out WEX clients' pay periods. And there's no permanent salaries included. And the salaries have been changed to 4079 budget for the new grant period of 23 to 27.
Okay, and thank you for that last part, because that clarified a question I had about PAS,
Yes.
that they were all moved to 4079. I don't want to hinder anything, but I do want to throw this out there. Education and training, their 477 is now under the self-governance budget. So can we look at, because I know that we've given them a new program number of 4079, but we do have budgets that have self-governance budget numbers. So this may have to be a sub-department of one of those, because I know what the intent is too, to try to keep it separate, because we want to track the spending. So just putting that out there, maybe that can be discussed at the next Budget Committee meeting.
Okay, yes, that's a very good point, President. Thank you. You know, as we're transferring over, we're going to sing these kinds of things. So yes, we can discuss that at the next budget meeting. And if there's no more questions, I'll go ahead and make a motion.
Okay, are you doing it individually for these, or do you want to do them both? Or?
Well, let's do them both then, because what 4079 is the new budget. And it is carryover funds also, and if you'll see there, it's 1 million. Yeah, I'm on my iPad here. For 4079, it is One carryover is $1,090,993 carried over, and the proposed new budget will be $2,181,986 for this number of years.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor to approve
I'll second.
4078 Education and Training 477 Budget Mod 1 and 4079 Education and Training 477 Budget Mod Number 1. Got a motion by Treasurer Chapman, second by Councilwoman Kimball. Is there any discussion? If not, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay. Item number C, approval of 1026-850 Princess Budget Mod Number 1.
Okay, this is also a carryover of their funds, and to be added to this year's budget in the amount of $3,595.30. And if there's no questions on it, I'll make a motion for the carryover into the new budget.
Does anybody have any questions?
Second.
If not, okay, so we got a motion by Carol, Dr. Evans, and then we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 2, discussion and or action on RIP grant subrecipient agreement, Board of Regents of the University of Oklahoma.
Hello, council. All right, so this is regarding the REAP grant. So we got several sub-recipients under this grant. I know we just did one with housing, but this one is with the University of OU. This is to kind of help assist us with our program and our project with the OU standpoint. So they're going to help us on the data collection, help kind of support some of the staff support that we have that's working along with housing as well. So all this funding is available through the grant funding. They were written in the grant too, so USDA approved them on behalf of us working along with us. So this is just the contract that we've worked along with OU, A.G. Smith, Lau, McVeigh, and others of getting it fine-tuned and ready for signatures. Since it's over the threshold of the ED, we felt like it was comfortable to go to council. But it's just basically, you know, continuing the work that we're doing with the solar farm, doing the data collecting with the sensors in individuals' homes and businesses, and hopefully repurpose the geothermal wells that we have here at the nation and generate some energy to kind of offset some of the power that we use instead of and utilizing geothermal to kind of help save costs there. So this is kind of an innovative way. This is where OU would kind of help us collect the data, analyze the data, and give that information back to Pawnee Nation so we can interpret and see how it benefits not only us as a nation, but individuals within our community.
I believe I had a question on this already, on the terms. This has already been initiated, right? So the terms are still good. We don't have to amend those.
Yeah, it's a 3-year grant.
Because the period of performance is only for the 36 months, correct? Yeah, 3-year grant. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Butler, second by Councilwoman Kimball. No further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman?
Yes.
Cynthia Butler?
Yes.
Donna Hare?
Uh-huh.
Gene Evans?
Yes.
Sammy Kimball?
Yes.
Okay. Item number 3, discussion and or action on finance consultant contract.
Hello, council. So this has been in the works for several weeks, several months now. Trying to just kind of give a backstory is, we've been working with the finance division and getting us ready for this year's audit, as well as help strengthen the finance division on sharing some of the responsibilities and just sharing some of the workload equitably across that whole division. One of the things that we wanted to achieve with this contract is one, as we're getting closer to audit season, is definitely get us audit prep ready. And then at the same time, utilize REW, who's been working with Pawnee Nation for several years on many different things, so they're kind of familiar with our processes, they're familiar with our staffs, and been helping us develop the skills that's going to help them streamline a lot of our processes in the finance division. So what this is, it gives us the ability to start getting ready for the audit. We did an RFP. We sent out an RFP nationwide, and these were the ones that were able to send in a proposal. We interviewed them with some of the executive staff as well as the finance staff. So we felt like they were a great fit for where the finance division is, and it would assist them where they need the help in, and looking at moving forward with this contract.
Yes, Councilwoman Butler.
So I just have a question. You have 2 tasks on here, correct?
2 tax?
Yeah,
Or,
and so
yeah.
it says on-site consultation and training services up to $6,000 per month, 1 to 2 days per month. So what's that total? Is that part of the task 2, or I'd like to see the total of that per year, or however many years you guys are trying to bring them, or months you're trying to bring them in. What is the term limit on the months that we'll be contracting with them?
It'd be to the, for this one, it is for, I believe, the end of the,
I thought it
end
was
of
for
the
6
year.
months.
Is it 6 months?
I thought it was for 6 months.
So that's
yeah,
what,
because
30?
it's not to exceed 78,000 is
So,
the-
but that task is what, 36,000 if it's 6 months? So is that on top of the 25,000 and the 53,000? So it's not 78,000, it's gonna be the additional 36,000, is that correct?
No, it shouldn't exceed 78,000.
So then will we not do training then? Are we picking one of the tasks? Do we, yeah. Also, is this going to be taken out of the finances budget? Is that where the funding source?
Correct,
Because there's probably savings there, correct?
correct.
Okay.
So then my question, so do we need to add in that with anticipation of 2 training days per month at the $6,000? So it's what, $3,000 per training? Per training session, I'm gonna guess, because it's 1 to 2. What if,
Or is that optional? Like they would only come in and provide consultation and training if it's required, because I'm assuming like the first couple of months, there wouldn't be any training.
Right.
Until,
Right.
they do an assessment of our financial system.
Right.
or is that included in the scope consultation and
Yeah.
assistance services?
Those are the 2 questions. Yes,
Yeah, to
Councilwoman
my
Hare.
knowledge, it was not to exceed 78,000.
Yeah.
Where do you see that?
So it does exceed 70,000.
Yep, yeah. If it's in here, 72.
So I think they should be separated. I think we should have the training and consulting daily things separated from this contract.
And I can remove that, yes, I
Yeah.
can remove that, make sure that it doesn't exceed the 78.
Right.
I can easily
Yeah.
make that adjustment.
This is just, could, potentially just be a cash cow. We want it controlled under a separate contract for that consulting. I'm all about training and all that. We've had that discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm all about that, but right now, we're just trying to shore everything up. And if we could do that, I would hope that you all could be in agreement with that, to take task number 1 and have it under a separate contract.
I agree with that, but also, will we be changing the dates, the due dates as well? Because it goes back to December 2023 as
Yeah,
the
we'll
first
make-
installment.
Yeah, they haven't started any work yet, so yeah, we'll update it. I think, again, we've been working on it for a while now, so I think when the initial proposal was sent in, it was at that date, but yeah, we'll update it following today.
Update that, and then, of course, any reference within this to the on-site consultation and training language.
Yes, remove that as well.
And there should be a cap on that, a spending cap.
Yeah, I want to make sure we have language to not exceed.
It's
Right.
also too vague. It says that there's going to be 1 or 2 trainings for $6,000. So that if we do a separate contract on it, then let's nail that down, and also look at the training and get more specific on the
Yes.
training.
Yes, agreed.
With the dollar amount associated.
Yes.
Okay. Any more discussion?
I had a this is Treasurer Chapman. I just had a
Yes.
question for Brian. Brian, you said you advertised nationally. How did you do that? Because if we advertised nationally and we just received one,
Yeah,
I-
we put it on our website, put it on Facebook. That's usually how we do it. And then we do, like, if we get like a vendor that might be interested, we reach out to them and we send them our RFP. But usually what we do most of the time with our RFP is if it's construction or any type of contractual work, we always just post it on our Facebook and our website, and we just, if there's other like associations that might be interested in sharing free on our behalf, we share it with them. I know the construction ones, they have one that they send out to native vendors that are interested on native construction projects. So those are kind of what we typically do when we share it across the board.
and who is responsible for getting that verbiage ready and contacting those places? Who is is that you responsible for that?
It just depends on the project. I could be tasked that responsibility. I know some of the construction comes out of planning. If it's some of the stuff that has to do with transportation, I know Chris sends those RFPs out. It just depends on who's the project lead at that given moment. We just don't have a set person, but I know, like, I've done it with the behavioral health. I know, our planning division at that time with the ICBGs, they've done numerous ones. I know Chris done stuff with the transportation and the most recent IHS. So it just depends on who's been tasked that project. They kind of put the RFPs together and send it out. But usually, regardless of who it is, we kind of have a system in place where we always put it on our Facebook. We always put it on our website, and then any individuals that might be interested in it, you know, we just notify them. I know I've put it and shared it privately on my LinkedIn on behalf of Pawnee Nation, try to recruit some folks that might be interested in it. We just try to get it out there and then open it up to anyone that's interested. They got to request the RFP, and then they'll send in a proposal following that.
You know, and it's probably not just all you, but we have an association with a lot of people, you know, networking that we do, you know, from the organizations that Donna works with, you know, and Misty works with.
Are we still a member of NOFA?
Well,
NOFOA?
I would think. And it just seems like we're not reaching out to a lot of people. I mean,
That we're paying
if we're
member-
only going to our Facebook page, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude, but that just doesn't seem to work. We need to send out these to our organizations that we are members of.
Right.
That we're members of.
That we pay a fee to be
That we
members of.
pay a fee to. We have the Southern Indian Health Board down in Oklahoma City. We've got various organizations down in the city that we work with. We need to put it out there. I know that, and it's my understanding that these folks have already helped us with our audits in the past. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So they're intrinsic, so they understand our situation and our policy. So I would be good with having them do that number 2 for right now, which would be consulting us for review of draft financials, audit adjusting, recording transactions, bank reconciliations, journal entry review, maintenance of fixed assets and depreciation schedules, internal financial reporting, and year-end close processing. I would be good with that for now.
Okay.
That whole scope of number 2. But I really encourage us to reach out and try to reach out to these organizations that we are members of and we pay to be members of. I'm sorry. We can just.
You're fine. Any other discussion?
I'm in agreement.
I'm also in agreement.
The discussion is whether or not to do the changes and then bring it back so they can, so the contract can be viewed. But also I would think, you know, that would have to be run across with these, what is it, REDW as well, to see if they're in agreement. Otherwise, the whole process starts all over again.
Yeah, so I was going to make the changes, saying, hey, following up the council meeting, they were going, this is the change. If they're okay with it, I can send it to y'all, and if I get a thumbs up, I can move forward with it.
Thank you for that. I'll make a motion to table.
I got a motion on the floor to table. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Well, the only problem is that we are needing them. We need them right now. And if we table it, maybe we could just accept, I don't know, I think it's up to us if we want to use that task number 1 thing. But right now, I'd really like to keep them working. If they're not here, are they here on site?
No.
We need them.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
We
no.
need, I mean, if y'all want to do it via email and just saying, hey, I'll make these changes, make sure task 1 is removed and make sure that, you know, task 2 is in there.
Yeah.
I could continue moving forward, kind of help expedite it in a way.
Okay.
And then before, because I know it still need to be signed with the president because it's
Yeah.
over my threshold, I can send it via email, and if it's everything, you know, if it's
Okay.
approved through email,
Yes.
I could get the president to sign, and that
Well,
help.
that's the task, is to communicate with them first.
Yes.
And see if they're agreeable to the changes that are proposed.
Yeah.
And if they are, then bring the contract back with the edited or revised language.
Correct.
And then, so I would suggest even just having it ready for the next council meeting.
Okay.
We got a motion
we
to
have a
table, we
motion?
got a second, and we're calling for the vote.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Next item we have is approval of resolution 2412, new member enrollment.
That's me. So Carrie normally does these, but she's not feeling well, so she asked if I would. So I'm filling in for her today. Okay, so first is number 4. The enrollment committee approved of 5 new members, and we moved those on to the New Charlotte Council, who had a meeting yesterday, and they tabled one of those. So this resolution is for 4 of them, for 4 new members. They had all their backup documentation, and we have these 4 to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2412 for new members.
I'll second.
Got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Butler, second by Dr. Evans. Is there any discussion? On the 1, 2, 3, 4th whereas, it has March 19, 2023, should be March 19, 2024.
Good catch.
No further discussion, we'll call for the vote.
What changes?
I'll make them, I'll revise my motion with changes.
Councilwoman Evans,
Same
do
for
you
me.
agree? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare, Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
You want me to read the names?
Okay, at this time, we would like to welcome Tyler Anthony Littleson, Keelan Skyle Miguel Rice, Charlotte Rebecca Bass, and Joanna Edith Bass,
Yay.
members of the Pawnee Nation. Okay, item number 5, approval of resolution 2413, deceased member enrollment.
Okay, so this resolution is to allow our deceased members to be entered officially. And removed from the annuity roll. Sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2413 for deceased members.
I'll second. What was the number on that?
9. Okay. Hold on just a second. Okay, got a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Butler. Who made the second? Dr. Evans. We have a question. It says the National Council met in a special meeting held on March 25th, which would have been yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was.
What is,
It,
well, it was yesterday,
oh, yeah, it was yesterday.
so, okay, so
What
that's
was I doing last night?
2402. Do they do their eligible and deceased on the same resolution? Okay, because I got 2402 on eligible applications, and then it says 2402 on the same one for, on this resolution for documenting the deceased tribal members. Okay, if we can get the correct resolution number or verify if that's the correct one. Any other discussion? Not, we will call for the vote, I guess. Well, we have a motion on the floor, but we don't know if this resolution number is correct in here. So do you want a table, or how do you want to proceed? to approve with changes once the information is received, or?
How is it in question, the number? Is it,
Because it's on resolution 2412
Right.
on the eligible applicants, and then it's on resolution 2413 for the deceased.
It's also
But-
gonna be, it's all gonna be on, and it's also gonna be on.
And that's what I was asking, if the Nasharo Council does their resolutions all inclusive, or do they do it like us, where it's one resolution per group?
They're all the same.
Is she trying to find out right now? Yes. Okay. Yeah, it's all the way.
It's all the way across.
When, have we always put the parent's name on there too? And they're doing a relinquishment?
On the relinquishment?
There's a special circumstance.
I think they do, because in this one that we approved, it was 2401 on ours, but all of the resolutions have 2401 for the Nasharo Council. So they may just approve all of theirs on one resolution.
Okay.
Well, and then my question was on this other one. I don't know if you just want me to wait till we get there to ask it or not, but on these relinquishments? It's all on one resolution. All on one?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a special reason for that. When you carry the baby and, or another Pawnee member, who was an aide.
Okay.
This one was bad.
But they're relinquishing. I can understand that to become a member, but my question is, when they're doing a conditional relinquishment or any kind of relinquishment, is it the practice? I mean, is it common practice to put the parent's name on there?
If they're under, yeah, if they're a minor.
Well, it seems crazy, but did we already pass this one on the deceased members?
No,
Not yet.
We're still in discussion.
But that's what she just verified, that they do it all on one resolution.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can call for the vote on this one.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho,
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 6, approval of resolution 2414, conditional relinquishment.
Yeah, we have a member who is wanting to relinquish to be enrolled with the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribe.
But the parent isn't listed.
They're not a minor.
Raven Marie. Okay. Never mind.
Do I read the name or?
You're good.
Okay, I'm not reading the name. So, but they did have all their paperwork in to relinquish, so. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, I got a motion on the floor to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, we will call for the vote.
George Gardapi, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho,
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 7, approval of resolution 2415, conditional relinquishment.
President Nuttall, I think
Yes.
that name is misspelled. The first name looks like it's misspelled on 2415. Because if you look at the following, the name is different.
We're at.
I think the
have-
name is
I have it.
Dylan, not Dillian.
It looks the same.
It just depends on the way the mother spells it. I know it's common for it to be O-N, but
But then the other pages are wrong then.
or,
On 2416,
16,
on the last whereas, the parent, and that's the same person? Just want to make it right.
It could be, it could be the child, a junior. I don't know. I really don't.
But it's saying, age.
yeah, looks like maybe he is the parent.
It's just the same typo.
So probably, I think you're right. Check the number.
Okay.
So do we want to maybe approve upon verification of the name?
Yeah.
Okay. I entertain that motion.
I'll make the motion for Resolution 2415 to approve, and we'll just double-check the name for correction.
Okay, got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
That makes sense. That was a lot of
Okay,
words.
no further discussion. We will call for the vote.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans.
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 8, approval of resolution 2416, conditional relinquishment.
I'll make that motion with the same adage that we'll check the spelling of the parent's name
For approval.
for approval.
Okay. Got a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Evans. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans.
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay, item number 9, approval of resolution 2417, conditional relinquishment.
I'll make the motion to approve with the exception to verify the name of the parent and correct it if need be.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. No further discussion. We'll call for the vote.
George Gardner, yes. Carol Chapman,
Yes.
Cynthia Butler,
Yes.
Donna Hare,
Aho.
Gene Evans,
Yes.
Sammy Kimball.
Yes.
Okay. No executive session. Item number 8, open forum. Do we have anything for open forum? Yes, did you wish to speak?
Jeff,
Okay,
come on up.
the floor is yours.
Oh, hi, Jeff. Okay. Oh, man. It's probably a good thing because of vaping, right? Sure. Mhm. Just validating, just validating. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. That's okay. August, September, October, November, December.
Yeah. That's like the last 6 months, and that's our sales from
20, golly,
240.
about 70,000.
They were up. I did those for the last week, postponed until today. February sales. also, it's separate.
Yeah, here your beer sales.
Yeah. Beer sales on there too.
That's regular sales tax report?
That's regular sales tax report. That
This
one-
is just beer.
That is just liquor. Now, they separate those off.
Well,
And then
and people stop drinking too, huh?
I know, it's
They're not smoking or drinking. Life is good.
And this is just highlighted because, like I told you before, this is how much I actually pay out of my pocket every 3% assessment fee on liquor. And I can't charge that to customers because they're percent higher than that in town. There's
Yeah.
no reason for somebody
To
to buy
not,
out of their
yeah,
way
right,
to buy beer.
right.
It costs more.
Thanks, Jeff, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trying to add those together, you don't see that. Generate out. Businesses back in, of course, we're getting new gas pumps in next week, so our sales should be going a few. Sure. I don't get, does the tribe get a fuel rebate?
We have a motor fuels compact with the state
So you get money back too.
on the fuel sales that we have, yeah.
But I think our tax, on average, is about 4,000 sales taxes. Compact side. Probably 200. Pass on it.
The consumers,
License,
sure.
someone else will start passing a little bit.
Well, and I think it,
Generates a lot of.
yeah, and I think it's really competitive, but I think a lot of people are really starting to stop smoking, and they're vaping. Are you selling vape and all that over there too? You sell vaping?
We didn't for a
Things.
long time, but we had to.
You have to get in the market, yeah, yeah,
So, yeah, every
I know.
store in town, shop, and even some sell vapes and all stuff inside. Okay.
You know, there's probably 9 of those dispensaries in the city of Cleveland. It's just so overflooded and overmarketed. Yeah,
Everyone out too, that's a hard one.
it is. It's a tough business. Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that.
51, 5 of them closed down.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that, Jeff. Yeah. Do you want to talk to us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to get improved. My inventory is going down and we're
Get you on the
You need to
mic.
Be on the mic there, so.
Thank you.
Yes, I was trying to get that approved, because like I said, when I was here last time, which President
You
Nuttall
wanna,
missed out on that.
Is this
about-
on? Jamie, is his mic on? Okay.
Is it on? Okay. Probably
Okay,
just
now
not
I can
close
hear
enough.
you. Yeah.
Okay. I can hear myself in my hearing aids, but I can't. Now it echoes. But yeah, I would like to have you reinstate that, the tobacco rebate, because it is putting stress on the business. I just won't be able to operate without it.
Okay, this wasn't on the agenda, so we can hear, what you say, but we can't act on it. But we can we can add this to the next agenda,
Oh, is it?
so it can be on there for action.
Yeah, because it's costing us both a couple $1,000s a week.
Okay. Does anybody else have any comments or anything for Mr. White?
I mean, all the surrounding tribes do it. It's nothing out of the unusual. We've been doing it for 20 years or more, maybe. So I just can't stay competitive if I'm, with the other stores around, which technically I own the other stores around, so. All the business will just shift to the Sack and Fox instead of the Pawnees. Because originally, I drove everybody to the Pawnee Nation because I'm Pawnee, because I had control of the other prices at the other stores, so they were always a little higher than we are, but I don't want the people to have to go back. It's hard to get a customer, and then if that happens, then the whole store can't maintain itself anyway, because we just don't do the business that we used to. You can see on those papers there, how much, we don't sell half as much as we used to,
Yeah.
so.
I just have a question for you. So you're asking us to revisit your,
Reinstate the rebate.
your tobacco rebate?
Yeah, just reinstate the rebate like it's been for the last 20 years.
Okay. I just was wondering, how to write that down. Okay.
Okay, well, we have you down, and then, like I said, the item will be on the agenda for the next PBC meeting for action.
Okay. Is that in 2 weeks, 2 more weeks?
We're getting ready to just set
Oh,
the
you're
next
setting
meeting
it,
date.
okay.
Yeah,
All right, I sure
Thanks for being
appreciate it.
patient with us.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Item number 9, set the next meeting date. We've gone off our regular scheduled, how we've been doing the first and the third of the month. However, March had 5 weeks, so we were able to have a little leeway there. So the next meeting would actually be next Tuesday, the 2nd. Do we know if we have items that,
President Nettle, I would really like to have it next week because we
Okay.
have the accounting firm that's coming up. We've got lots going on, and it'd be good to have that ready for us, huh? Thank you. And the Shalaco, right? Get everything dialed in, and we can meet, get back on track.
I agree with that.
okay. So are you in agreement with April the 2nd? Anybody have any conflicts? Treasurer Chapman, you good with April 2nd?
I'm good with it.
Okay. So April 2nd at 5:30 PM.
And we're gonna put the tax rebate on this one, on the 2nd.
Yes, on the agenda. All right, last chance. Any announcements? Do we have any announcements? I know that IHS is celebrating their 20th anniversary tomorrow. The invitation was sent out. And then also, just to note that there is a Tribal Development Corporation board meeting on the 28th at 5:30 PM. I believe that the Employees Club also is having their Easter egg hunt this Friday. And all of those details should have been sent out. So just wanted to make that announcement. Oh, is that on the schedule, holiday schedule? Mm-mm. Yeah, after the Easter egg hunt. Okay,
President Nettle?
yes,
The,
Councilwoman Butler.
The Chamber is hosting the Lions Club Easter egg hunt on Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Pawnee Bill Ranch. And that's for everybody in the community as well.
Saturday at 10 a.m. at the Pawnee Bills Ranch will be the Lions Easter egg hunt, annual Easter egg hunt hosted by the Chamber. Okay. If nothing else, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Councilwoman Butler, second by Sammy Kimball. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, will be adjourned at 7:16 PM.